Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and today I'm going to be talking about my 2019 reading challenge that I set up for myself. This is the Big Book Reading Challenge. What that means for me is I will be reading at least one book over 500 pages each month. I pulled all of these that I'm going to be talking about from my shelves that have been haunting me for a long time. I have, I guess, just been really nervous to start these books, but that's what this new year is about. Breaking barriers, facing new challenges, being a better me, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. The very first book that I have on my to-be read list is actually The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is my current read. I'm still finishing it up from last month. This will be the conclusion to the first trilogy in the Mistborn series. I have really loved this trilogy so far, and the first two books actually made it to my favorite books of 2018. Once I finish this book, I will plan on reading much more Brandon Sanderson, and that leads into this book, Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. This is a standalone novel based in the Cosmere world that he has built. It is about two sisters, and I'm sure that there's lots of magic and fighting and great writing as well, so I cannot wait to dive into this one. Alright, so to keep it on a Brandon Sanderson theme, the next couple books that I have that I want to read are the Stormlight Archive series. I actually have The Way of Kings right now, as well as Oathbreaker, which is the third one. I still need to purchase the second. But this is an epic fantasy also based in the Cosmere world. Honestly, I don't know too much about it. I don't want to know too much about it. Every single person that I have seen review it or talk about it have loved it. Nothing but good things to say. And this, I believe, will take me quite a while. He currently only has 3 books out of 10, and oh my goodness, I can't wait to get into it. The next book that I have is actually a bind-up of 3 books, and that is the Nightingale Trilogy by Brent Weeks. This is his first trilogy that he wrote. It is about an assassin who he actually grew up on the streets, and he becomes an assassin. I just said that. He becomes this assassin, very famous, blah, blah, blah. My father actually is the one who recommended this series to me. I started it a little while ago. I'm a little bit in, but I need to finish it. So I bought the bind up because I only have the first book and I liked this cover a lot better. And basically, it definitely will surpass the Big Book page number count. I don't even want to look because it's gonna hurt. This is another one that I really can't wait to read. In my previous video of my favorite books of 2018, I read The Black Prism, which is the first book in the Lightbringer series, and I have the second and the third. Those two are also going to be on my Big Book reading list for this year. Again, like I said, this is a very different magic system. It takes colors from around them. They're able to harness it and turn it into this like tangible substance. There is a lot of political intrigue, it seems like, and I believe the 5th book of the series, the 5th and final book, is coming out this year. So that being said, I want to go ahead and start getting on this so I can complete it in August when the book comes out. The next book that I have on my list is The City of Brass by this author that I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name, which I will butcher, I know for sure. This is a historical fantasy. Is that a thing? It's a historical fantasy based in Egypt, I believe. It has a genie, it has thieves, it sounds really good, but I have heard that it's a bit long. It's very tough to get through sometimes, but from what my understanding, it is very, very good. So that being said, it is on my list for my Big Book Challenge. I literally got this book last night in the mail. It is Blood Song by Anthony Ryan. This is, from what I've heard, a story about a guy who ends up going to this training camp to be a soldier or something like that. Basically, there's school, fighting, magic. Enough said, I'm sold. It's actually kind of an easier version to get into of my next book would be Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This is a epic fantasy as well. What can I say about this? There's only 2 books in the series currently. We're still waiting for the third. That's why I haven't picked it up, to be quite honest, because I don't want to start something that I know that the end is coming to it, maybe. I don't know, but I know a lot of people have really loved this series or really disliked it. I really want to go ahead and jump into this because they say the third book should be coming out possibly this year. I don't know, fingers crossed, but that's why I've been hesitant to get into this book. So that's on the list. The final book that I have on my big book reading challenge is The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah. This is the only non-fantasy book. It is a historical fiction. I'm sure you've definitely heard about this. It has been bestseller about two sisters in Germany-occupied France during World War II. It apparently is very sad, but very moving, very gripping, and the story is very lovely. I can't wait to read something a little bit different than my usual fantasies, so that's why I kind of tucked this one in there to save for a rainy day when I've kind of been overwhelmed by all of this high fantasy. Alright guys, so that concludes my big book reading challenge list. I am so excited to get to all of these books that I just told you about. They have been on my list for quite a while, definitely most of them, and I know that this is going to really help me. I've been very nervous to start these books, but that's what this reading challenge is all about, to kind of push myself. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye!